Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming on to share how I made my paper tassels. I had some requests from my last videos because I shared some of my projects here. So I am going to do a tutorial on how I made my tassels. There's only a few things that you're going to need to make it. Now, of course, paper and scraps are perfect. You know, those thin strips of paper that you have, like this here. This is only 4 inches by like 1.5. You know, so you don't need a whole lot of paper. It's perfect for scraps. And you're going to need scissors. I actually have these, what do they call this? A fringe scissors that I actually found at the 99-cent store. It was, I think, $1.99 or $2.99. But these come in handy. If you don't have it, no problem. You can just use regular scissors. And then you'll probably need a little stick, like a skewer or something, to start the tassel to roll it. It makes it a lot easier. I happen to have a bead roller, which ended up working out very well. So I was looking for my Spellbinders die that I had that's actually a fringe die that I had purchased from Tuesday Morning. I can't find it. I literally just used it and now I can't find it. So I'm sorry about that, but we're going to go ahead and start making some paper tassels. So I'm going to just push all these aside. And like I said, you can use any size paper, at least 1 inch in height. So I have a 1 inch here by 4. And this creates a little bitty tassel, which is this one here. Super cute, right? So the longer you go, I mean, it's just going to depend on how long you want to cut it. So this is about 1.5 inch, which is this size right here. So let's start. We'll do the 1.5 inch here. So you can either use your fringe scissors or regular scissors, no big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and just start. And what you want to do is you want to leave at least a 1/2 inch at the top, because that's where you're going to roll and place your piece of paper there to keep your tassel together. Well, it's not actually together, but that's where you're going to glue it. So, and by the way, there's different ways to put your little pieces that you can hang them from. You could either use cording, you can use beads and put like a, what do they call this, a eye hook or something like that. And you can actually put beads on it, like I did with this one. And there's a couple of other ones I did with beads. So it's totally up to you. I will go ahead and show you how I did the one with the beads and one with the elastic cording. Okay, so let's get started. So I have my 1.5 inch by 4. And this will create a nice tassel. So you just want to go in and you want to cut your fringe. And these scissors cut a fringe that's a little wider than I like. So I will take my fringe scissors again. I better put my glasses on. Sorry, guys. So you will go ahead and go back on that fringe, and I cut it even thinner. So I created a thinner fringe. It's not even, but no big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut and then go like this and just go. So it doesn't take long, especially when your tassel, I'm sorry, I'm not even in frame. When your tassel is not very long, it goes really quick. Get this. Okay. Get to the end here. All right. So now I got all my fringes. So what's nice is to get like a bone folder and curl it a little bit to help you get the roll going. Okay. So I just go like this. Now you could either start rolling it, you know, let me get it a little more. You can roll it by hand, but you do want to leave a space, especially if you're going to be putting the cording on there, you want to leave a gap in the middle, you know, like about just big or so. That's what I like about this, is the size of this is, that's the size of my hole. So you can start rolling it and kind of keep it tight. So you're going to roll. So I'm just showing you that you could do it by hand, or you can, if you're having an issue, you can get a skewer and go ahead and start rolling it on here to get you going like this. Okay. But I will be using my bead roller because it's a lot more handy because it has a slit here. If you can see that. I don't know if you can see the slit. But anyways, the paper can slide right in like this, and it's perfect. And what I'll do is, I bought this on Etsy, and it came with like a set of 6 in different sizes. I will try and find the link to that Etsy seller, and you can buy some of these to make tassels or even your beads. That's originally what I use this for, is to roll beads. So anyways, just go ahead and roll. And you see how easy this is with this type of tool. So it just makes it so much better. Then you want to go ahead and glue it. Let me grab my glue. And I just use wet glue. I mean, you could use sticky tape if you like, but wet glue is good for me, and I like to use that, or hot glue. The only thing with hot glue, it might, give you a bump, in your paper unless you squeeze it down really well. So there's my tassel, and then I'm just gonna roll it off, take it right off, and you see how perfect that hole is in the middle. So that's what I love about this. So if you want to think about the width, see, this is very small and tight, so I like using something a little wider so that I'm able to fit my cording in there. So I got that done. So now what you want to do is you want to get a strip of, another paper. Like I have this one here, and these strips are about 3/8 of an inch thick, wide. Okay. So if you can see, it's not quite half an inch. It's a little less than half an inch. So 3/8. And then you can cut it about an inch. And then you want to wrap this around. So the one thing about this type of glitter paper, it doesn't like to stick on itself. So what I usually do with this, I can start it by putting regular wet glue, but when you come around to glue it, I use hot glue because it does not want to stick. So you just want to go ahead, and I like to start where I ended, and then just hold it in place for a little bit so the glue can stick. And this paper is a little weird because it's got like a slick back versus regular paper. So I might end up putting hot glue, but I think it's gonna work. No, it's not. All right, so I'm gonna put a little hot glue. I mean, you could use regular paper so that you won't need to put hot glue in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick that on. And then you just wrap it, okay? All the way around. And I wouldn't cut it right where there is the part right here. I think I did it a little too short. Anyways, so it's coming apart. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry guys. Let me put a little more glue. Okay. Just wrap it around. And actually, you should probably cut more than an inch. I think this is a little wider than what I usually roll it, a little tighter. So anyways, you want to put hot glue on glitter paper because it does not stick very well with regular white glue. Even the sticky tape, it doesn't want to stick. I've tried it both ways. So you just want to make sure that it's stuck on there. Okay, and so you have that. Then you could like flare it out a little bit so it looks cute like that. Now the cording. So I got this cording from Joann's. on markdown a couple years ago. So I have gold and I have silver. Okay, and you just need a little piece of it. So what I do is to measure it out, you want to see how big of a loop you want. So all I do is I kind of go like that, and I'm like, okay, that's good, like that big. And I will go ahead and trim that off right there. All right, so I got like that. And then what I like to do is get some hot glue just to get this stuck together. It makes it easier. So just put a little hot glue on there, give it a second to stick together, and then I just put it together like that. Okay, so you have that now. Now what you're going to do with this is that little hole in there, you're going to fill it with hot glue. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue right at the top. And what I like to do is I like to go around where it's rolled, so it kind of helps it stay together as well. Like around there, a little more. Okay, then you get your cording and you just put it in just like that and just let it dry. Okay, so there is your tassel. Then you could add whatever you'd like to it. You know, if you want to put a bow, or you want to put like hang some beads from it. So all you'll have to do is make your little bead cluster, put on a chain and a jump ring, and put it right on there. So that's one way to do it. And another way on how I did with my bead here is you make the tassel the same way. Okay, so let me see. I think I already have one cut here. So I already have this one cut out, and this one is actually 2 inches in width and 6 inches long. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and start curling the paper just so it's easier. Whoops, be careful not to rip your tassel like I just did. And then I'm going to use my bead roller, and then I'm going to just start. Now you can add glue if you like, you know, while you're rolling, just like this, and put a little glue if you want to just a little more security at the beginning. You can do that. Okay. But I'm telling you, these bead rollers make it so much easier. You know, sometimes when you're trying to roll, like I was rolling beads without this before, like using a toothpick, my hands would cramp up. So this was actually a lifesaver, and I didn't even realize that it would be really good for tassels. So I'm going to put some glue here. Okay. And I'm going to just hold it there for a minute. So you see, you got your tassel here. All right, and where's the one I just made? So the difference here is this was 1.5 and this was 2 inches by 6, and this was 1.5 by 4 inches long. Okay, so I think it's stuck now. And then I'm gonna just slide it off to make sure. Okay, so now I have this other piece here. This one, well, you know what? I'm going to just skip that for now so I can show, can I show you the, but you would put the glitter paper, whatever paper you want on it. So next would be to get a bead. So let's see what bead we want to put here. I have some of these. What's going to be good? No. I'm going to do a clear bead. Do I have a pink one? Let's see. I'm going through my beads. Sorry, guys. I have this one, but see, this is a little small. I like it to be a little bigger. Let's see, what about this bead? Maybe this marble bead? Nah. Let's just stick with the clear one. And where is my eye pin, my head pin. Hold on, let me grab my head pin. Sorry, guys. I should have been more prepared. All right. So let's move this out of the way. And then bring my box. So you need to get a head pin, which is one of these. They've got this little, it looks like a tiny little nail, if you can see that. Okay. So what you need to do is get a bead that's not going to come off this end. So I have small beads. Let me move this. So for instance, I have some of these little beads here, and I'll get the small one. And I kind of want to do it so that the idea is that you put a bead in with the head pin to come out without it coming all the way through. So if you see how big this is, you got to get a bead that's not going to come through that. That's too big. So maybe this size right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this on your pin, and you see how it doesn't come, I'm sorry, how it doesn't fall off. So that will work. So what you do next is you want to, fray out your tassel here, and what you want to do is you're going to go through the inside, and you're going to come up the other end here. Okay, so if you can see the beads in there, if you can see that. Okay, and I'm going to pull. Oh, it did come through. Oh my god. Okay, this is not going as I planned. So that hole, it was too big. I don't even know. This is not even going to work because the hole's too big. Of course, when I'm doing a tutorial, it doesn't work. So this bead is going to be too small. All right, guys, this is not going to work. But anyways, let me see, because the hole is going to be too big. I think I used a smaller roller to do this tassel with the bead on it. Well, it seems to be holding up. So anyways, the goal is to put a bead that's not going to come up. Okay, so now that I've pulled this up, I'm going to go ahead and add my other bead, my decorative bead, on the top. Okay, like that. So the best way to secure that so it doesn't move is to add hot glue. So I'm going to go ahead and add hot glue once I get a new glue stick. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the glue around. Put a bunch of it in there. And then you're going to let that bead sit right on top and do your adjustment so that the bead is nice and straight. Okay, so now you've got this on the top where you're going to cut it off, or you can add another bead. So let's say I want to add a pink one. You can add another bead to that. That looks kind of cute, right? So once you have your beads on there, you can put a little bit of glue on this one too, so that it just doesn't move around. So let's put a little bit of glue, just for security. And then I'm going to slide that down. Okay. Just like that. Then I'm going to get my tool. If I can get it out of my drawer. I forgot to take it out. And I'm going to create the eye pin. Now this tool is called, what is it? Like a one-step looper, which it creates the loop on the top so that you can put a jump ring in it. You can see that like this. Okay, so I'm going to use that, which has been a lifesaver because before I had to do it by hand, and I'm not a jewelry maker by any means. And this one just made life so much easier. So with this little tool, you put it in. Let's hopefully it works. And you just go like that. It cuts it off. Oh my goodness. Okay. And there you go. It creates a little eye at the top so that you can put your jump ring in it. And it looks like it didn't close it all the way, if you can see that. So we're going to have to close it up a little more just so the jump ring won't come out. So let's do that. So you can close it a little more. So now it's a little tighter. Okay. So then you would just put a jump ring in there, and then you can add chain to it. Don't forget to add the little decorative piece here. Let's see. Maybe we'll do this gold one. And this is actually ribbon that I'm using on this one. Yeah, let's go for that. So I'm going to put this on there. Okay. It'd probably be ideal to do this before you put your bead, but I did it the other way. So now I'm going to add a little more hot glue. So you can put whatever you want. You can use paper. You could. This is like ribbon that I had. Okay, just like that. So now you have your tassel. Okay. I hope this really helped you guys. I'm sorry that, I originally didn't want the bead to come through and it did, but hopefully you get the idea of, how that works. It's just a stopper, but this way is always easier just to put a loop, and you can get like really creative with your tassels, and you can put a bow on it like I did with that. And like this one actually has a piece of paper on there, really tiny, and it created the little loopy thing, little handle part. Okay, and then, like there was a tassel here that I did with flowers on it. Oh, let me show you real quick. So you can get really creative. Here's one with flowers on it. Okay. So yeah, guys, I hope that this tutorial helps you guys out. Remember, you don't need fringe scissors. You can sit there and cut all your fringes with regular scissors, or if you have that helpful die from Spellbinders or any type of tassel die that can do these fringes for you, it makes things a lot easier as well. So thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial that I was probably not very prepared for, but you can do it like this, or you can do it like that, and then you add them to whatever gifting you're going to do, and it's good for all seasons. So I hope I inspired you to make some, and I hope that you found this tutorial easy to follow. So anyways, guys, thank you so much, and you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.